Hi everyone, thank you. I'm here with Paula Parsons from BrightWealth. Paula's one of the directors here, and it's an organisation that I've been doing business with for quite a few years now. One of the things that I guess has really impressed me about the business that Paula and Greg Ginn run here is the fact that they are very active in terms of social media and social networks and have built, I guess, a complete digital strategy for their business. So Paula, we were just having a chat then. You have basically built yourself a website, you're on Facebook, Twitter, you're actively writing blogs. How are you seeing that there's kind of business coming off the back of that strategy, or what's it actually doing for your business?
I think social media was always a very much an unknown entity to us. We weren't quite sure of what it would do and what it was capable of doing. But what we decided was to go forward on the advice of plenty of people out there that talk about social media, and particularly touching those people who you wouldn't normally be able to touch, because these are where they are. They're on Facebook, they're Twittering, they're reading blogs. So we decided to go down this path about 18 months ago, and we started on a very softly approach and put our own feet in the water, where we set up our own Facebook pages and just started to write different things on Facebook pages just to gauge who was actually listening out there. Obviously, as we now know, that if Facebook's massive, it's huge, and even 60-year-olds are now on Facebook simply because their grandkids are on Facebook and they want to see photos and see what's happening in their life, so they're now joining Facebook. So one of the biggest take-up rates of Facebook and new accounts in the world is 50 to 65-year-olds. So for us, we are now starting to transcend what we believed was our key market of 35 to 50s. We're now touching the 20-year-olds, and we're definitely touching the 50 to 65-year-olds. We were a little bit confused of how we would go down that path. So we engaged a couple of different organisations to help us with a social media strategy, and we've always spoken to different people about what their experiences are. So we set up our website, which for us was huge to even go down that path. So that's been up now for about 2 years. We're continuing to build on that. Our key with our social media strategy is to get people driven to our website, to our resources. So that's our key. So we might blog, tweet, and also Facebook. All of that is with the key objective is to send everyone back to our web page, to get traffic to our web page. So one of the important things that we learnt along the way is that you don't actually physically have to go in and blog, then write a tweet, and then write Facebook. There's so much out there. I mean, we use a tweet deck. So we go in there and we write our information, and it automatically uploads our blog, it automatically our Twitter site, and it automatically does our Facebook site. So that we don't actually have to do all three of them. So that cuts down time extraordinarily a lot, because we just weren't thinking that you were able to do that. So we do that. What we try and do is we try and do that every single day. We will write on our Facebook page, or we'll blog every day. I mean, some of it's not rocket science, and certainly it's not anything complicated from a technical point of view. There may be an article in there that we pick up in that day's pages, where we just say, hey guys, look at this. This is what it's talking about. This is where it may be relevant to you. We put a lot of claim stats in there as well, so that people can go through and they can see that, yeah, this is a constant reminder of why this stuff's important. And I think more than anything, we've not been able to gauge what sort of business has come in, but what we've been able to certainly gauge is the presence. So our clients out there feel us. They know that we're there. They also feel that they're getting some information that doesn't involve them picking up the phone. So for us, it was more about brand awareness, so that our clients knew that we were moving with the times and we were moving with them, and we were delivering them information in a time-efficient manner for them and for us. So that's really was the drive behind our social media strategy.
Excellent. And you mentioned before that you actually outsource a lot of your blog writing and newsletters to a lady who actually resides, I think, on the far north coast.
Yeah, she lives in Byron Bay.
So how did you find her, and I guess how do you brief her in terms of being able to deliver those kind of things for you?
How we started, I actually wrote them all initially. I spent a lot of time writing all of the newsletters and the blogs, and from there she was able to work out what the consumer really wanted. We actually used to have a newsletter that was used within the industry, and we just used to brand it with BrightWealth. When we actually did the stats on that to see who was actually reading that, no one was. It was just a whole lot of guff. So 3 years ago, we sat down with our graphics company, really, and they were called Earth Moving Ideas at the time, and both of them were very up on this sort of stuff, and they were very keen to be more involved and get BrightWealth more involved, and moved out of that traditional financial planning firm, because they had experience with all different kinds of firms, and they really saw us as a little bit stagnant, and we weren't really, pushing through, a traditional financial planning firm. So they were the ones who pushed us right outside our comfort, because we certainly weren't thinking that was the way we would go. However, they sat down and we did a strategy, and then over the first 12 months they worked with us. I would give them all the newsletters, they would edit them to particularly the stories that were interesting to the clients. They wanted something that was interesting. So that's how it all started. So after a year of doing that, all I have to do now is I just send Kim from Kimber Studios, she then moved to Byron Bay through all of this, which has not been a difference to us at all. In fact, we're a little jealous. But basically, I email anything of interest to her. She takes it, dissects it into something that the client will understand and will be interested in. So there's no technical jargon in there. We do a book review as well every single month, that we talk about a book that we particularly like. It may not be technical, but it may be just something that the clients can understand. We have giveaways all the time. Kim comes up with those. So it took us a year to get to the point where Kim was comfortable to know enough to write all of that, and now she just does it. It just happens.
Fantastic. Thanks, Paula.
No problem at all. Thanks, Vicky.